spiral shoot, spiral shoot, spiral shoot, spiral shoot, become of, become of, become of, become of, spiral conveyor, spiral conveyor, spiral conveyor, spiral conveyor, spiral hose, spiral hose, spiral hose, spiral hose, spiral spring, spiral spring, spiral spring, spiral spring, spiral tube, spiral tube, spiral tube, spiral tube, sprintization, 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 spire, 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 spurred, 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 become red in the face, 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 spirillum, 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 spirit lamp, spirit lamp, spirit lamp, spirit lamp, spirit level, spirit level, spirit level, spirit level, spiritedness, 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 spiritism, 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 become tired, become tired, become tired, become tired, spiritualism, 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 spiritualist, 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 spirituous, 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 spirochete, 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 spirogera, 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 spiry, 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 spit in Sabi's face, spit in Sabi's face, spit in Sabi's face, spit in Sabi's face, spiteful, 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 spittle, 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 spittoon, 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 spiv, 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 splash erosion, splash erosion, splash erosion, splash erosion, splash lubrication, splash lubrication, splash lubrication, splash lubrication, splash out, splash out, splash out, splash out, splashboard, 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 splashdown, 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 splasher, 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 splashproof, 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 splashy, 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 splat, 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 splatter, 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 spleen, 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 spleenful, 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 spleenish, 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 becomingly, 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 splendidness, 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 splendiferous, 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 splendor, 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 splenetic, 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 splenic, 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 splint bone, splint bone, splint bone, splint bone, splint coal, splint coal, split crankcase, split crankcase, split crankcase, split crankcase, split hairs, split hairs, split hairs, split hairs, split nut, split nut, split nut, split nut, split one's sides, split one's sides, split one's sides, split one's sides, bed and breakfast, bed and breakfast, bed and breakfast, bed and breakfast, split personality, split personality, split personality, split personality, split pin, split pin, split pin, split pin, split pulley, split pulley, split pulley, split pulley, split ring, split ring, split ring, split ring, split rivet, split rivet, split rivet, split rivet, split second, split second, split second, split second, split second watch, split second watch, split second watch, split second watch, split up, split up, split up, split up, a narrow escape, a narrow escape, a narrow escape, a narrow escape, bed linen, bed linen, bed linen, bed linen, splitter, 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 splotchy, 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 spoil bank, spoil bank, spoil bank, spoil bank, spoiled child, spoiled child, spoiled child, spoiled child, spoiler, 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 bed plate, bed plate, bed plate, bed plate, spoil sport, spoil sport, spoil sport, spoil sport, spoiled, 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 spoken language, spoken language, spoken language, spoken language, spoken, 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 spokesman, 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 spoliate, 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 spoliation, 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 bedsheet, 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 spondle, 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 sponge bag, sponge bag, sponge bag, sponge bag, sponge cake, sponge cake, sponge cake, sponge cake, sponge down, sponge down, sponge down, sponge down, sponger, 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 spongy bone, spongy bone, spongy bone, spongy bone, spongy parenchyma, spongy parenchyma, spongy parenchyma, spongy parenchyma, spongy, 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 sponson, 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 sponsorial, 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 sponsorship, 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 spontaneous generation, spontaneous generation, spontaneous generation, spontaneous generation, spontaneous igniting, spontaneous igniting, spontaneous igniting, spontaneous igniting, spontaneous reascetin, spontaneous reascetin, spontaneous reascetin, spontaneous reascertain, bedsitter, 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 spontaneously, 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 spoof, 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 spook, 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 spooky, 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 spool box, spool box, spool box, spool box, spool, 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 spoon bit, spoon bit, spoon bit, spoon bit, spoonbill, 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 bedaub, 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 spoonful, 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 spoony, 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 sporangium, 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 spore case, spore case, spore case, spore case, spore, 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 sporo, 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 sporophyte, 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 sporiza, 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 bedazzle, 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 sporting, 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 sportive, 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 sports car, sports car, sports car, sports car, sports jacket, sports jacket, sports jacket, sports jacket, sportswear, 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 sports, 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 sportsman, 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 sportsmanlike, 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 sportsmanship, 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 sportswear, 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 sportswear,